SsethTzeentach home CG reaction. This is Shadows of Doubt review, Gangstalking edition, trademark by SsethTzeentach. Yes, another Seth video. I don't know what this video is. I don't think I've even watched the thumbnail. I just clicked the notifications. I don't even know the thumbnail. Sometimes people get pissed off like, how do you not know? Didn't you watch the thumbnail? No, I didn't. I'm hoping this is one of those Seth style videos. Old bad game engine where some gem of a game was made with some like 2D style graphics or something like Dwarf Fortress or something. I don't know. But then again, any Seth video is great. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Let's do this one. Remember people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like, subscribe so that way I know which type of videos to react to more. If I should do more video game reactions or what. Comment down if you want to react to any specific video. Yeah, let's watch it.
Woke up in a feverish sweat. It was another one of those nights.
No, hey, people.
Nightmare. Walt Disney let their intellectual property go into public domain. I felt sick, but thinking of vomit made me think of Pepsi, so I held it in. My diabetes was acting up. Pacemaker says I'm dangerously close to dropping below type 2. I needed something to calm my nerves. A Krispy Kreme, Coke Vanilla, and a needle full of heroin. Just what the doctor ordered. I think. We communicated through several language barriers, somewhere between the Aramaic and clerical Hebrew. I can't help but think we lost something in the translation. Lighting a cigarette against the pregnant darkness, I go for a walk. I'm cutting down, which is why I cut off the filter. Like a dog showing you its stomach, I send the tobacco a clear message. I trust you. People pass by as I log into my Twitter alt and send out a credible threat to a Minecraft YouTuber. For some of us, it's not about the recognition. It's about doing our part. This is a city that never sleeps.
Shadow of Doubt, I get it.
Once I saw a man standing off the side of a pier, tears rolling down his eyes as he told me, I can't trust anyone. That's why I ride myself. He auto-filleted himself on the spot and rolled away like a—
I love this. So not telling your story to strangers and opening your heart and exhausting dialogues like you do in Skyrim and things. Apparently when a stranger comes to you, you don't just say everything. There you go. Games should learn more things from this.
Meat-powered wheel. Never did catch his name. Scammers, tricks, open source developers. I've seen some sick things in my time. My Kaizen V-Love Plus implant can instantly sniff out if someone's an incel or in a committed polycule. But more importantly, if they have any spare change, I don't beg for money. I just ask 19 times and that's it. My name is SsethTzeentach, private investigator, professional gang stalker, and this is my office for the next 50 minutes. After that, I gotta buy something. Why am I telling you all this? Because together, we're gonna clean up these streets. Hey gang, sorry, I've been distracted. I kept staying up late playing Once Human, an all-new free-to-play post-apocalyptic open-world survival game releasing July 9th. The game takes place after a cosmic invasion.
So we get Hey Gang, at least there's that.
Has permanently transformed our world into the world of Skibbity Toilet. This is not a joke. You'll be fighting every Z-list creepypasta from Siren Head to a refrigerator to an overly aggressive school bus. Everyday objects are no longer your friend, and you will die at the hands of a Funko Pop.
Wow, Siren Head and everything. That is cool, man. I'm not gonna lie. This feels like what is that? Mod Z, whatever that thing was, right? Somebody made that as a fan project that became a game itself. This kind of feels like that.
However, some of these deviations can be tamed to help you fight, craft, and survive. This is Pokemon through the lens of a man addicted to fentanyl. There's base building with full creative freedom and PvP with up to 4,000 gamers in a single server. As absurd as this sounds, it's a lot of fun. I captured a bee and now it pollinates my crops. The Semitic capitalist fears the self-sufficient rice farmer. And if you're interested, you can download the game on Steam using my link in the description below. Hey people, Seth here. Shadows of Doubt takes place in an alternate time.
What? Where the clip come from? Wait a minute, did that with the AI? Oh no, Seth has access to AI now. Now that's gonna go out of hand completely. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was with AI, right? Like kind of felt weird, but I'm pretty sure that's AI thing. I don't know.
Line where Ronald Reagan was crushed to death by his karmic debt. Thankfully, our new president, the Coca-Cola Company, has continued his righteous task of filling ghettos with crack cocaine. Unfortunately, the definition has expanded. You are the ghetto. Tensions are high. Crime is rampant. The only true justice is in the shadows. The shadows of doubt. But I doubt that. I checked the shadows. You know what I found? Me stealing your diamonds.
Okay, what do you think if the recent attempt, let's just call it, if that was somehow successful and something bad did happen, would Seth actually edit his video back before posting it or something? Or would he just like keep all those Trump jokes there? I don't know, man. I think he would edit that out, right? Like, no, that would be, I don't know.
Battering your wife and reporting you for domestic abuse. It's nothing personal. I just need a higher social credit score so I can get out of this hellhole. The actual game is, on its face, a detective simulator. What's it simulating? Everything. Starting a new game generates an entire city, populates it with citizens that each have their own jobs, relationships, hobbies, and of course, homicidal fantasies. Murder is like romance in a male prison. It requires a perpetrator and a victim, and everything in between is a trail of clues left in their wake. Your job is to follow those clues, find the perp, and bring them to justice. Trademark. Brought to you by American Spirit, premium quality organic tobacco. So grab your trench coat, scoop out your cone cells with a spoon, and let's get to work. Step 1. We need to break into the crime scene and steal everything. It's what the victim would have wanted. After that, we can start looking for clues. Who died? How did they die? And when did they become dead? Make sure to get their prints while you're going through their wallet for loose change. Did they live alone? If not, find their partner's fingerprints. NPCs aren't programmed to have friends. The only time they physically meet another person is to be murdered, so any unknown fingerprint is definitely the killer. Look around for anything they might have touched during entry or escape. Doorknobs, light switches, the inside of a woman's toilet bowl. Anything is possible. Did the killer leave a murder weapon or drop a calling card? We did the easy part.
All of this is like that Alan Noir, I think that's the game's name, right? Like detective game from Rockstar. Is it like that? Like, can you get something wrong if you're like a terrible detective or something? I don't know, the way graphics are, it feels cool, like they're old style games, right? Like mid 2000 type of game. And if it has all those charms, why not? It would be fun.
It only gets harder from here. But first, the case board. As you work through a case, you can pin any relevant information to the board. As you collect more evidence, the game will automatically draw links between existing information. You can make diligent notes, use color-coded threads, and organize every possible lead. Or you can do none of that and pin random shit together and follow your schizophrenia. I can't solve this mystery on the physical plane. I need crystal meth to go to Hyperborea and ask Yakub directly. And when you're done playing arts and crafts in an active crime scene, we can start looking for leads, check for handwritten notes, break into their computer and check for emails, open their address book, see if they made any recent calls. Now, it's about lunchtime, but we gotta get our hands dirty first. Find the landlord's office, break in, check their files on every tenant, then break into their computer and check the CCTV. Every security camera in the game takes photos every few minutes. Every image showing a person gets saved to a 24-hour buffer, so you want to get to it as soon as you can. As you go through the footage, you should recognize every tenant, so print out anyone unknown, anyone who went near the victim's house, and anyone remotely suspicious. Alright, now we can go to lunch. Now, we have plenty of leads to follow up. We need to find each potential suspect and cross-reference their information. Look,
okay, hold up there. So, can we screw up the mission if we, like, let's just say, waited more than 24 hours and like we don't have the footage, like missed some clues here and there or destroyed it, misplaced it? Does mission get stuck or something? Because I'm not gonna lie, I would love that element if that's the case, right? Because that's real world, things like that happen all the time, right?
I'd love to keep holding your hand, but I can't. Each case is unique, so the best way to explain the game is to tell you what I've been through. The first time I ever played this game, I ignored all the instructions, opened a fridge, and ate raw pork. I got so nauseous I couldn't answer the telephone, and spent the next 10 minutes battling with the controls to try get in bed to sleep off of food poisoning. This was the tutorial, so the phone kept ringing the entire time. Then I talked to a random civilian, my hand slipped, and I accidentally tried to arrest him. Like hell you are, he said, before shooting me in the face. At this point, I was captivated. Because this game simulates a few hundred people at any given time, they're all quite stupid. Hey buddy, I'll pay you $100 to fuck off and let me trash your apartment.
Okie dokie, I'll just go back to sleep.
Wait, did you just shoot someone? You just shot someone. I apologize. This usually never happens. This town has the collective IQ of a developmentally challenged toddler, so the optimal playstyle is to be an antisocial menace. Sure, the game has stealth mechanics like alarm systems, air ducts, and lockpicking, but I don't have time for that.
Okay, who are these people? I'm guessing this is like an indie game with not much of a budget. How creative people are out there and if given the proper budget of a like major studio or something, they could make something insanely good, because this is really good, man, so far, right? It has many elements to it, right? It feels like so complex that it requires like many details to put on that maybe somebody won't even find that, right? All this like AI thing, like you give somebody money, they do some stupid shit, somebody might just shoot you. Like, this is so good.
Hello, ma'am. Have you seen anyone suspicious? Uh-huh. Here, take this. Upgrades come in the form of sync discs, which alter your genetics to become a better fighter, better lover, and most importantly, a better consumer of starch cola. You're supposed to earn them from side jobs until you learn of a more effective method called beating the shit out of your neighbors and breaking into their safe. To top it all off, there's no long-term penalty for crime. Every exterior door is linked to a complex series of tubes that detects when I leave a building, sending out a pre-recorded YouTube apology that makes the population forget my actions. I could be caught on 4K murdering several people with a sword, but the instant I go outside, I'm a changed man. If you want something, take it, run away, and come back like nothing ever happened. Between this and the dirt cheap price of food and utilities, you can easily cover all your expenses by committing more crime than you actually solve. The only real use for money is buying property and playing with the bizarrely detailed furnishing system. And once you've played enough to create the ultimate male living space, you're ready to metagame. You see, murders have a cooldown between solving a case and a new murder happening. Sleeping will pass.
I'm guessing that's the limitation of the mechanics. Like, after you leave a cell, you can't remember something. So if it had a better budget, better engine, they might have added that. So yeah, you can, I don't know, you can see that one.
Time and gives a speed buff when you wake up. So you hop in bed, goon for 36 hours straight, and when you get a new murder notification, hop out of bed, break your own window, and plummet 20 stories to the streets below, which we survive because we're genetically modified to be immune to fall damage. Now you can use well rested to sprint to the crime scene while chugging your morning coffee. This is not only faster than the
This is a supernatural game or something? Like, how does that make sense? Like, in the game world, like lore wise, like how did he survive again? Is this all in his head or something?
cops, it's often faster than the killer. Of course, the way you're meant to pass time between cases is side jobs. Think of each one as a sort of mini case with limited information. Because some information is more helpful than others, the difficulty is completely random. Oh, you want me to steal from someone but you only know his phone number? That's easy. I can just call the number and check the call box to see where it was routed to. Oh, he's on the floor below. We take those. But what about this one? I've only got his first initial, fingerprint, build, and blood type. Oh yeah, very helpful. At this point, you may as well tell me I'm looking for a circumcised male in a small town of New York. I could just go through the phone book for every name with the same initial, but I've got an even better idea. Go to City Hall and open up the government database. This has records of every single citizen in the game. You're meant to type at least 2 characters to get any results, but this includes space. Naturally, everyone has a last name, so everyone has space and a letter in their name. Now you can go through the entire database in alphabetical order and print out every single person's information. Eventually, whatever case you had will just solve itself. But we're not done. If you have the mental fortitude to sit there for a real-life half hour, congratulations, you just ruined the game. Now, your character will solve cases the nanosecond you get them. Okay. Okay, so the victim was poisoned by a stalker neighbor for not loving her enough, but the victim did manage to get a shot off before expiring. She can't go to the hospital, so she's probably limping home as we speak. That took less than 2 minutes. Personally, I don't use the government database. I get my evidence the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, that's a flaw, right? Like, you should, I mean, then again, if they don't add the automatic aspect of it, people will just be confused. They will get pissed off and shut off the game. Even Ellen Noir, right? I remember certain people like, oh fuck this is too complicated, even though it wasn't. It was just like basic thing you need to learn from. Rockstar has this, like image, right? Even the Red Dead Redemption 2, right? Like how hard is that to navigate with the, which button to press, when, what to do. It's very complicated that way. But people are pissed off about Alan Noir. Now imagine a game like this, right? If they didn't do the automatic thing, they didn't add the script, people would just be pissed off. But then again, he just like have the database of literally everyone. You can't do that in real life. You need some kind of a court order or something, right? Like, you can't just have information on everyone. But they just added this, right? I think, they should add some kind of a patch which just makes, like, if you enter some wrong guy's name there, it don't give you, like, a database. Like, oh, you don't have permission, try again, some shit like that.
following a woman home to her place of residence and hiding inside her septic tank until I expire. When they discover my body, the police will do the rest. One time, I checked the victim's work computer and realized she cheated on her husband at the hotel he works at while he was visiting his sick mother. Oh, that sounds like a motive. I paid him a visit and bingo, he's not cooperating. Silence is violence and only the guilty refuse the law. So I did what any ethical private eye would do. Follow him into the bathroom and beat the shit out of him. Oh, he didn't do it. In hindsight, he was probably just rude to me because I had the same...
Yeah, there you go, right? Somebody who's like true to the soul, someone who was wronged, I guess that makes them automatically the bad person. So that's SsethTzeentach in a nutshell. There you go. Screw it. Like, I don't know, did smoking crack and whatever, like didn't take my meds right now, and there you go. That's what happens.
Social credit as the homeless man I shanked on the way to work. Embarrassed, I resorted to using the method real cops use to catch killers. I sit on my ass eating donuts and wait for them to kill again, hoping the next murder is easier to solve. 11 donuts in, I get a notification, rush to the scene of a crime, and on my way there... Yeah, turns out it was just their IT guy, who murdered her for being dead weight at her own company. In summary, there's a lot of jank in this game. Things will glitch and break. Black markets will randomly deny service.
Wait a minute, I'm guessing that mission probably had much detailed things to investigate. You investigate this guy's psyche, how he's like bit off or something, like how he's like in a spectrum or something. Because just being dead weight at a corporation, that's why I killed her, is not really an excuse, is it? So I'm guessing you discover all these layers of it, like how he's disturbed or something. That would have been so cool of a mission, man.
Even if you give a right password, and sometimes all the foot traffic causes a congestion where everyone gets stuck on the same staircase and the only way to free them is by throwing hammers in their face. But for a game made by a small team of Albanian immigrants on the budget of a kidney stone, it's really impressive. There's no other game that captures the ambience of living in modern-day Shanghai, slurping my MSG noodles as I listen to the soft drizzle of acid rain. Many games struggle with procedural generation. Generally, I don't even like it. It's just another buzzword for infinite slop. But Shadows of Doubt succeeds because it creates nonsense. And because true crime will always be more bizarre than any simulation, the situations it creates are not only compelling.
Yeah, setting like that has its charm, right? Like, there's always raining and things like that. Remember when they made Max Payne 3? I mean, game was good, but it wasn't as good as 2 because it didn't have like that bad mechanic technology grim feeling to artwork to it, right? Like always raining, some, you know, like talking in some black and white, sometimes raining all the time, right? Some like comic book sketches type of dialogues and shit. Max Payne 3 was like more grounded and real, like with colors and everything. Didn't feel right.
They're believable. And remember, Once Human launches on July 9th. Download the game for free right now. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. A warm thanks to the many members of the Merchants Guild, generously funding and bankrolling these videos. You're all truly wonderful. Have a good one. Hey, people.
Another one started. All right. That was such a good video. Why? Because he talked about a game amping up its sale while also getting sponsored by another game amping up its sales, like, you know, like doing two things at once and while getting paid. That was awesome. SsethTzeentach has that effect. Whenever he talks about a game, indie game, small game, their sales go up instantly. So yeah. Man, the game feels really good. The game feels like that, you know, My Summer Car type of way. Like one guy probably made it, but it's really good. But it has limitation because one guy made it. Like imagine some big studio made it with enough money backing. But then again, big studio would have like some end lines, some goals here and there would have probably ruined it. But still, like what if it had like AAA budget? That would have been so good. Alright, well, you know, if you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you next time.